There is a yokai so massive it's said to be as large as a mountain. To survive, people had no choice but to sacrifice a maiden to it every year. Yamata no Orochi is a colossal yokai from Japanese mythology, known for its 8 heads and 8 tails. It is said to be so massive that it can fill 8 valleys and 8 hills. Orochi appearance is often associated with natural disasters and river floods, with some believing it to be the embodiment of mountain torrents. Due to its enormous and terrifying power, humans were powerless against it and resorted to sacrificing young maidens to secure temporary peace. For this reason, Orochi is often regarded as one of the most powerful yokai in Japanese folklore. In today's video, we'll dive into the legend of Orochi, the so-called strongest yokai. I'm Mr. Yao, and welcome to the Legend Yokai channel. Here, I explore famous yokai and urban legends. If you're into these topics, be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos. Yamata no Orochi, the colossal serpent from Japanese mythology, appears in the earliest Japanese texts, the Kojiki and the Nihongi. This legendary creature has 8 heads and 8 tails, with a body so massive it fills 8 valleys and 8 peaks, which is the origin of its name. Its eyes glow like red lanterns. Its body is covered in moss, cypress, and cedar trees, and its belly is perpetually bloodied and festering as if rotting away. The earliest records place Orochi in ancient Koshi, modern-day Hokuriku, a region known for its abundant rivers. After Orochi's appearance, frequent and devastating river flooding plagued the area, leading people to believe that Orochi was a yokai born from destructive mountain torrents. With its immense size and power, Orochi wreaked havoc wherever it went, causing severe flooding and destruction. The villages it devastated were powerless to stop it and could only endure its rampages. To appease Orochi and mitigate the destruction, the villagers struck a grim bargain. Each year, they would offer a young maiden as a sacrifice in exchange for a year of peace. This arrangement persisted for centuries until one day, Orochi abruptly left Koshi and journeyed to Izumo. The reason for its departure is unclear, but some speculate that the dwindling number of young women in the region left Orochi without sacrifices, prompting it to move on. In the land of Izumo, Orochi continued its rampage, and the local people, like the villagers of Koshi, sacrificed a maiden each year to appease the monster and secure peace. One year, the chosen sacrifice fell upon the family of an elderly couple. The husband, Ashinazuchi, and his wife, Tenazuchi, were descendants of the mountain god Oimitsumi. Originally blessed with 8 daughters, they had lost 7 of them in successive years as sacrifices to Orochi. Now, only their youngest daughter, Kusanada-hime, remained, and the day of her sacrifice was fast approaching as Orochi's arrival drew near. As the couple wept helplessly, they were approached by Susanoo no Mikoto, a god who had been exiled to Izumo. Seeing their despair, Susanoo asked why they were crying. After listening to their plight, Susanoo learned about Orochi's terror and offered to defeat the 8-headed serpent. However, he made one condition. If he succeeded, the couple must give him Kusanada-hime's hand in marriage. Captivated by her beauty, Susanoo was determined to protect her. Recognizing Susanoo as the brother of Amaterasu, the great sun goddess, the elderly couple agreed to his terms. To protect Kusanada-hime, Susanoo transformed her into a comb and placed it in his hair to hide her. He then instructed the elderly couple to brew 8 barrels of strong sake. Following his instructions, the couple dug 8 large pits in the ground and placed a barrel of sake in each. Soon, Orochi emerged from the raging sea, drawn by the scent of the sake. Its 8 heads plunged into the pits and began drinking greedily. Intoxicated by the strong liquor, Orochi collapsed into a drunken stupor. Susanoo seized the opportunity and, wielding the Susanoo Tsurugi, severed all 8 of Orochi's heads, putting an end to the serpent's reign of terror. As Susanoo cut into Orochi's tails, his sword's blade struck something hard and chipped. Curious, he inspected the tails and discovered that one of them contained a remarkably hard and sharp sword. This sword was none other than the Kusanagi no Tsurugi, one of the 3 sacred treasures of Japanese mythology. Afterward, Susanoo married Kushinada-hime and settled in the land of Izumo. Susanoo no Mikoto is a legendary figure in Japanese mythology, best known for his heroic feat of slaying Yamata no Orochi. However, his story, from his extraordinary birth to his eventual exile, is equally fascinating. If you're curious about how Susanoo was cast out from the heavens and how he rebuilt his life on Earth, let me know in the comments below. Multi-headed animals are rare in biology, yet they often appear in mythology and heraldry. Orochi is one of the most iconic multi-headed creatures in Japanese folklore. Interestingly, many legendary multi-headed monsters are said to have 9 heads. For instance, the Hydra in Western mythology, China's mythical beast Nine Phoenix, and Japan's revered dragon deity Kazuryu, the 9-headed dragon, all have 9 heads. Some intriguing theories suggest Orochi might share roots with the Chinese mythological creature Xiangliu. Xiangliu was a 9-headed serpent that turned land into marshes, much like Orochi's association with rivers and flooding. Legend has it that the Yellow Emperor Xinyan severed one of Xiangliu's heads, leaving it with 8. Afterward, Xiangliu's fate became unclear, leading some to speculate it crossed the sea to Japan and became Orochi. Orochi's presence is often associated with river flooding. Ancient people may have likened the scaled sandbars, seen in river deltas, to the scales of a serpent, and the meandering shape of rivers to the form of a great snake, which led to Orochi being described as a giant serpent. Periodic flooding of rivers would devastate rice fields, and the act of defeating the serpent symbolized the success of taming the waters. This interpretation may very well represent the origin of the Yamata no Orochi legend. If you enjoy my channel, please help by hitting the subscribe button and turning on the notification bell so you won't miss my upcoming videos. Thank you for watching until the end, and I'll see you next time.